phone calls. Thank you for holding. Jeff in Tennessee, thank you for calling in today. You're on the air.
Hey, Alex, Dr. Group. Great to talk to you guys. Just had a couple questions on nutrition. I've actually got a thought on Trump, but I'm more interested in nutrition. With the economy and everything as great as it is, my pay's been cut. I don't have as much money to buy supplements that I used to have. Just a couple things that I'm doing. I'm 37 years old. Drink apple cider vinegar, a couple tablespoons mixed in a quart of water. Been taking the Brain Force, which the only thing I can say about Brain Force that I can really tell it does is when the stress is on, mentally I'm very steady. I can definitely tell it keeps my mind very focused and very steady.
Well, exactly. We put it out not to make you jittery. We put it out with stuff that's really just components of the brain. And Dr. Group didn't formulate this, but he was just talking with me off air about what a good formula it is. Because we went to one of the biggest top manufacturers and said, we want to put out your dream product because other companies don't want to put something out expensive. That is for the producer. I mean, this really has expensive ingredients in it for a low price comparatively. But that's why there's not even more caplets in there, because it is so expensive for us. So much of the cost really is the cost of the products. Why do you think Brain Force creates that steadying focus? That's one reason I've been still upset and yelling a lot. But people said, why is he so calm? Why is he so more focused a lot of the time? And it is the Brain Force.
Well, I'll tell you the reason why most people need brain supplements is because of the heavy metals and the aluminum and the geoengineering that's going on, obviously. They also need vitamin D, which is very important. So I don't know if you're on that, but I would definitely recommend the Winter Sun. What's happening with all this geoengineering and the chemtrails is it's designed to block the UVB rays, and so your own body can create vitamin D. So from what you've said so far, Jeff, you're doing really good on a limited budget, taking the things that you need. Ultimately, you know, with drinking extra water, believe it or not, actually, stress is one of the things that causes a lot of health problems to exacerbate.
So much as breathing, that's free.
Meditation is free.
Exercising, but I mean, we don't sell it. We promote brag. You believe it's the best. I do too. Apple cider vinegar just daily is the game changer.
Well, you know, everything's going towards gut health, and that's why the Oxy-Powder is so effective. It helps heal the gut. Probiotics are the new thing that everybody needs to be talking about, because everything really starts in the gut and the liver, and also making sure that your liver is clean. You have the Liver Shield here, which is an incredible product that people can take to clean the liver every now and then, let the liver function again, because the liver is what really handles all the chemicals and the toxins and detoxifies them from your system. So if you heal the gut, heal the liver, reduce your stress, you're making serious strides to perfect health. And that's why people are, you can drink kombucha tea, the fermented foods, getting those good probiotics.
It's just a lifestyle change. Don't eat processed foods. Don't eat GMO. Drink a lot of water. Get more exercise. And again, I'm not Mr. Beach Boy, but compared in the photos we put out to myself 10 years ago and now, I mean, I've lost 60+ pounds of fat. And I mean, when I'm in a bathing suit, people can really see it. Maybe we can dig up the photos. I didn't plan to plug this stuff, but I mean, it's a massive difference. Anything else, Jeff?
Well, I was also going to say that I take the Tangy Tangerine. I can definitely tell that that's a really good product. The vitamin D, you think that would be something good to add to what, those things that I'm doing?
Well, what I've read from chemists and medical doctors and everybody is vitamin D really is a building block of everything, isn't it, Group?
Vitamin D and iodine are pretty much the building blocks that we've seen. Also, people are deficient in B as well. That's why we have the secret 12. But I take vitamin B, I take the vitamin D, and I take the iodine on either a daily or every other day, at least a few times a week. Those are essential that you're going to need to function, that there's receptor sites for every cell in the body. And I think that it's about uncovering the agenda too. And when you see and you look up and you look at, okay, why are they doing geoengineering? Or why are they taking iodine out of everything? Then you realize that it's a combination of things. Why are they putting all the phthalates and all the BPA and all the plastics?
By the way, you go and look at what they're doing to public school children in the 6th and 7th grade when they know they're not questioning. 5th, 6th, 7th. It was probably 10 years ago. We've dug it back up before. If anybody's got it, resend it to us. It was on the Prison Planet forums how I found out about it, and then the listener mailed me the textbook. So it's somewhere around this giant office area and back there in storage. The mainline national, one of the most popular science textbooks used for 6th graders in the United States. This was sent to us from Kansas City, a KCXL listener, still on that fine affiliate. And I'll never forget, I mean, I covered it for weeks. It was in there telling the kids, yes, we added to the jet fuel, barium sulfur dioxide, to block the UV rays. It's going to give you cancer, and it's to stop global warming, and it's a project. So the textbook, government approved, admits it, then they tell us it doesn't exist, but we can go out and find the government funding for the program. I mean, there's just so much incredible secret stuff going on is what I'm getting at, and then they'll sit right there. I remember Time Magazine for Kids, again, about 12 years ago, a listener mailed in. It was Time Magazine for Kids, and it said, your parents are from a bygone age. They don't know what they're doing. You're smart. You're going to take chips under the skin. You understand. And it was written like satire to an adult, that it was just naked propaganda. But that's targeting a 6th grader. Again, like, you're rebelling against your parents. You're going to get a chip, knowing that when they're then 20, and then the chip comes out, which is now happening, they'll be subconsciously, subliminally at that point, when something's that old, it's subliminal, conditioned to accept taking the microchip. That's how cold-blooded. I mean, it's so systematic, Dr. Group.
That's why they come out with all the movies, too, and all the cartoons and everything else to start at an early age to, you know, condition the minds. I mean, but on the positive note of that, that's why you figure out, okay, what's going on with geoengineering? I look at it as, how is that affecting everybody's health? Okay, it's blocking the UVB rays. It's going to suppress vitamin D production. Every cell needs vitamin D. That must mean that there's an agenda to block vitamin D, and that's exactly what's going on, because you can even trace that agenda back to the creation of sunscreen.
I meant to cover this for 2 weeks. I forget what they're called, but I was on the elliptical 2 weeks ago in Europe, and I thought I was looking at a science fiction movie. It looked bizarre, of these lakes in California where they put like 6 million plastic spheres in it, and it reduces something like 300% the amount of evaporation. That's an example of a mass geoengineering program. And maybe during the break we can show some footage of that. But that's what these globalists are into. They're terraforming the planet right now, but to some new weird freaky design with aluminum in the soil that plants can't grow in. I mean, it is just crazy that all of this is happening and that all of this is unfolding. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Dr. Group's my guest. More calls straight ahead.